Years ago, in 2009, the Elon Musk-founded aerospace company SpaceX embarked on yet another fascinating project. The company started developing a powerful engine powered by subcooled liquid methane and subcooled liquid oxygen in a full-flow stage combustion cycle. Since then, people have wondered what the Raptor engine is all about, what it does, and what Elon Musk and his company plan to do with it. Today on Super Freaky Science, we'll be taking a close look at the Raptor engine, SpaceX's special invention that has to be a game changer for them, and how it has done just that. Let's find out. The Raptor engine's background. Now, fondly referred to as Elon Musk's Starship engines, the interplanetary Raptor rocket engines were first officially announced in 2016, when Musk said they were capable of generating 5,000 pounds of thrust. An impressive feat for Musk and his company. For nearly 6 years, from 2009 to 2015, SpaceX worked hard on developing the engine model without any government funding. The initial concept features an advanced rocket engine that would burn hydrogen and oxygen for propulsion. The design was fairly simple and sophisticated in its own way, and had only a few people working on it as a low-priority project. So when did it suddenly make the switch from low priority to a project with the whole world is fascinated by and interested in? Public interest was piqued in 2012, when SpaceX revealed that they would be working on a special rocket engine, claiming that it would be several times more powerful than the company's Merlin engine series. This was sure to shock everyone, as the Merlin engine family was already impressed with its capabilities. SpaceX added that the development would take several years, which it did, but did not share any other details such as the type of fuel that the engine would use. The world waited with bated breath. Late in 2012, the Raptor engine project started experiencing several changes to its initial concept. Rather than working with hydrogen and oxygen for propulsion, Musk revealed that his company was developing the Raptor project as methane-fueled rocket engines. The engine design became a methane-based design solely, meaning that methane would be the fuel of choice for the engine. This change in plans was actually a clever one, as the presence of water beneath the ground on Mars, as well as carbon dioxide in Mars's atmosphere, would make it easy to synthesize methane via a process known as Saboteur's reaction. This would brilliantly tackle both the technical and economical feasibilities of the project. For many years after that, Musk and his company continued to develop their prototype, making the necessary changes and conducting various tests to make it their best yet. When Musk finally announced it in 2016, the design was such an upgrade on the mainline kerosene-fueled engine that had been requested by the US Air Force Reusable Booster System High-Thrust Main Engine Solicitation. The US Air Force decided to collaborate with Musk and his company, giving them $33.6 million development contracts to develop a prototype version of their methane-fueled reusable Raptor engine so that it could be used in the upper stage methane-fueled reusable Raptor engine for the upper stage of the Falcon 9 and the Falcon Heavy launch vehicles, which were already set to use the engines from the Merlin line. In 2019, the flight test officially took off when the first version of the Raptor engine was transported to the SpaceX rocket development and test facility, McGregor, Texas, set up to propel Starships into various altitudes in the air at the testing facility. It took several tries to nail both takeoff and landing. What is the Raptor engine? Since Musk first announced and explained what this new Raptor engine design was going to be like, the aerospace community quite thought that it would be a game changer for space travel if they managed to succeed. It's no secret that Musk has had his eyes set on humans going to Mars. In fact, the entrepreneur believes that getting a way to shift human civilization into a multi-planetary basis will enable the human race to avoid what has been deemed an inevitable extinction event. To do this, one requires a vast and powerful spacecraft. big and strong enough to convey multiple people, as well as superpowered rocket engines with a design that has been seen or created before. In comes the Raptor engine as the engine powering the super spacecraft known as the Starship, both of which SpaceX has built. Typically, rocket engines work by mixing and exploding a source of fuel and a source of oxygen, which is called an oxidizer. The fuel and the oxidizer are exploded in a combustion chamber, with the combustion producing hot exhaust. The hot exhaust is passed through a nozzle to accelerate the flow and produce thrust, thus propelling the spacecraft. Seeing as the Raptor engines are designed solely for the use of propellants that react at extremely low temperatures, it makes use of subcooled liquid methane and subcooled liquid oxygen in a full-flowed stage combustion cycle. Thus, it works slightly differently from any other rocket engine. The Raptor full-flow stage combustion cycle works by powering an oxygen turbopump with all the oxygen at a low fuel ratio. On the other side of the equation, the methane turbopump is powered by the fuel with a low oxygen ratio. The two components will then be mixed completely in their gaseous phase before they are moved into the combustion chamber. The Raptor engines are the first rocket to follow this pathway since the 1960s Soviet RD-270, which was a single-chamber liquid bipropellant rocket engine, and the mid-2000s Aerojet Rocketdyne integrated powerhead demonstrator developed by the US Air Force project. The Raptor engine's features. There are plenty of features to marvel about when you take a close look at the Raptor engine. Most importantly, the engine outshines any other in terms of producing the amount of energy that it does out of methane and liquid oxygen. This in turn makes the model a reusable one that requires little or no refurbishment whatsoever. These two features are indeed the key aspects, as Musk claims, as the reusability will allow each engine to be capable of flying up to 1,000 times, hence furthering his dream of making human civilization a multi-planetary affair. Not to forget, this engine will be powering the 230-foot tall, 70 meters Super Heavy, which is the first stage of SpaceX's fully reusable Starship transportation system. Starship is being developed to accommodate 100 passengers. Even now, the Raptor continues to undergo upgrades as Musk and his team of super developers teases better capacity and better versions in hopes of making space travel the best it can be. Would you volunteer to be a passenger aboard the Starship? Tell us in the comment section below. That's it for today, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Goodbye, and remember to study science. We'll get to tell you all about the freaky parts.